Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh says, because suffering is impermanent, that is why we can transform it. Because happiness is impermanent, that is why we have to nourish it. Close to 30 years ago, I began to explore how to best reduce emotional suffering, help my clients feel peace now, and reconnect to joy. My explorations brought me to EFT tapping. EFT tapping is a technique based on acupuncture, and it can really aid transformation healing. It might look weird when you do it, but it can really work. It can be applied to all kinds of problems and is especially effective for healing traumas, big and small. Traumas can stay stuck in our head, whether they are big T events like rape, war, fire, or flood, or small T events like being bullied as a child, unrelenting grief after a loved one's death, or getting a scary medical diagnosis. If it still hurts emotionally, it can cause distress. Many people mistakenly believe that once they suffer a trauma or get a diagnosis like PTSD, it's like having a college degree. Once you get it, it's yours for life. That is not so. All traumas are treatable and healable. So is anxiety, depression, grief. You name it, you can heal from it. I'd like to tell you a story of how healing can happen and how triggers can be neutralized and lose their power. I met Jane, a wounded warrior, on a Project Odyssey retreat. Project Odyssey retreats are using nature and recreation to help heal the spirit of veterans with PTSD. Our retreat was taking place at Crystal River. We were all set to go swimming with manatees. Jane was the most excited. She loved manatees. And although it was years since she'd served overseas in a war zone, her memory circuitry was just about to be triggered, making her think that she was back in harm's way. On the pontoon boat, we all donned wetsuits and snorkel gear. There were only 2 rules. When you get in the water, clean your mask and don't touch the manatees. Jane was the last one in, viewing manatees from the deck, and she was palpable with glee as she descended the ladder to the water. She cleaned her mask, put it on, and froze. I didn't know it, but she was experiencing a flashback, essentially re-experiencing memories of trauma. The snorkel mask made her brain think that she was wearing a face mask of a different kind. The sights and sounds of gunfire, the fears of being blown up or shot, all paralyzing her in seconds. Traumas, big and small, get stored differently in the brain than benign memories. Your brain keeps fearful memories alive just in case you might encounter that scenario again. The ancient alarm in our brain, the amygdala, isn't so discerning. It generalizes in order to keep us alive. Our amygdalas are searching for tigers in the tall grass, are readying to jump if we spot a snake. Your thinking brain knows the difference between a snake in the grass and a snake-shaped stick, but to your tiny amygdala, they look the same. This propensity to notice what could kill us keeps us alive, but it can be a total joy killer. Jane's amygdala was on high alert. It had sensed danger. I could see she'd been triggered by something. She wasn't joyful anymore, just frozen in fear. I motioned and yelled for her to get back in the boat. I knew that one thing could help: EFT tapping. EFT is based on acupuncture and the understanding that our body, like everything, is made of energy. Energy meridians run the length of our body like fiber optics. Tapping on energy meridian points sends a calming signal that tells your brain you're safe to relax. And this is what I wanted for Jane. Getting back in the boat, Jane was shaking with fear as she ripped off her snorkel mask, unable to tell anybody what had spooked her. I made her sit, and as I started the tapping protocol, I had to guess what was happening since she wasn't speaking. I began to guide her through the tapping points, knowing this could help disarm her alarm. To keep her attention, I spoke strongly and said, "Copy me and repeat what I say." And shaking terribly, she did, as we went through the setup phrase. Even though I got scared, I'm back on the boat. Even though I got super scared, I'm back on the boat. Even though I got super scared, I'm here with everyone to see manatees. The EFT the setup phrase has 2 parts. The first is exploring the troubling problem or emotion, even though I got scared. And the second part is a self-acceptance phrase: I'm back here on the boat. We repeat the setup, some version of that, 3 times, and we're doing this so that we don't shy away from the feelings that present, and we don't sugarcoat them. I led her through each successive energy point. Eyebrow, I'm scared. Side of eye, I got scared. Under eye, I'm scared. Under the nose, I got scared. And then she exclaimed, "The face mask." And tapping on the chin, I repeated her words with gusto, "The face mask." Next, she said, "Iraq." And tapping on the chest, I said, "Iraq." I continued to tap and give voice to her story while she visibly calmed and copied me. "This face mask reminds me of being in Iraq. I'm not there anymore. I'm still scared, but I'm not there. I'm here. I'm back on the boat with everyone to see manatees." As Ben stated, science now backs up what Chinese medicine figured out 5,000 years ago, that our energy system can be calmed via stimulation of acupressure points. Stress hormones go down, the amygdala calms. EFT works better and faster than traditional talk therapy. Healing can happen faster than we expect at times, and that's exactly what happened for Jane. She exclaimed, "I'm here. I'm back. Heidi, I want to go back in the water and swim with the manatees." It's kind of amazing, right? The healing happened that fast. It was thrilling to see her spirit calm and to watch her go swim with the manatees. Believe me when I say that traumas can heal. We all have the ability to feel peace now. I see it every day in my practice. I love seeing my clients reconnect to joy. This really is possible for all of us. Thank you.